Mark, I watched Buckeye talk today. By the way, good job. Enjoyed it. And wanted to make a couple points about Ohio State coming into the season. I'm excited about the spring game because I definitely want to see this quarterback competition. I would like to see what McCord can do. I know a lot of people are talking about C.J. Stroud, but in watching his tape, I don't know if you've seen it. This guy's got some real talent, and I think it's going to be a close battle between McCord and Stroud. I know Stroud played at the end of the year, but I think that's going to be a close battle. And I'm really interested to see what Henderson can do at running back come this season, because I think that's really going to be an open spot. So, I mean, as an Ohio State fan, I'm optimistic, but, there's just a fair amount of questions that, kind of some major spots this year. They're making me a little bit more guarded than I've been maybe in years past about picking them to make the playoffs. Just for the simple fact that, the quarterback situation's got to get settled. I got to see who emerges at running back, and then that back seven of that defense is, still obviously got questions, and we got to see who's emerging. So I'm treading lightly going into the season. I know we still recruit well. I know we still have more talent than anybody in the Big Ten, but as far as a playoff prediction, it's holding me back just a little bit. I know what your overall thoughts. I know you picked them in your preseason poll. What was it, 5th, Mark?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, just what are your kind of overall feelings on some of that? I know you talked a little bit about that today in Buckeye Talk.
Well, for as much as cannot be gleaned from the spring game, you make a good point about the quarterback competition. I think you can get a feel for who's throwing who just flat out can throw the football better, can anticipate a route, just has the touch on the ball, the zip on the ball, all those things. So I am intrigued to watch the spring game for that reason as well, to compare the three quarterbacks. You can compare them from a talent standpoint and from an accuracy standpoint, and to a certain extent, not necessarily command of the offense, but I think, again, from a skill level and a talent level, you can make an evaluation. When you bring up the running backs, I think it's a great point, because if you're looking for this team to compete for a national championship, it would be key. It would be a huge plus if one of those two freshman running backs turned out to be the real deal in year one versus having a more pedestrian ground attack with someone of a Master Teague who's not necessarily going to hit the home run or present that kind of threat to the defense. If one of those two guys could emerge, or both of them to some extent, by mid-season, I think that would be a huge factor in this team competing for a national championship. For as much concern there is in the back seven on defense, that being the number one concern. But I think just to support the quarterback play that's obviously inexperienced, and then also just to lift that running game to a level that we're accustomed to with the Ezekiel Elliott's and J.K. Dobbins of the world.
Right. Well, see, that was the thing, Mark, about, Justin Fields coming in. I knew it was going to be helpful for him to have J.K. in the backfield, and obviously it was. He had a 2,000-yard season. So, I mean, to have both of those positions now kind of like who's going to be the number one guy is, obviously gives me some good, some pause here. So that's why, obviously, seeing the spring game, it's going to sort it all out. I did like what I saw, again, a little bit from Mayan Williams, but we got to see him get more carries. And I think Treyveon Henderson has the ability, at least from his tape, to be really, really good. But I think, he's going to probably end up easing his way into the starting lineup. I don't know if it's going to be like a situation where it's like Maurice Clarett, he's like starter from day one and just takes it and runs with it from there. You know what I mean? I think, eventually he kind of eases in, as over the course of the season, he gets more carries as the season moves along.